have responsibilities. And you've got your new little fucking boyfriend. What's his name, Aiden?
Okay, hold on. Aiden's an old friend. You said it was okay if...
Oh, yeah, it's an old friend, huh? That's cute.
Scattered. So I found an immediate tie to Lucas in the caged bird. And he feels very much caged himself within this relationship. And just like the bird, he's being showed off and paraded around. Very telling moment when he's in the cage with the bird being admired by the guests at the party. That was a really cool directing choice. This is an abusive relationship, and Lucas feels trapped within this relationship by his partner. He's stuck in this cycle of abuse. The domestic violence scene was very hard to watch. But it gives a harsh reality that what this victim is going to. And we can see how this person immerses himself in every aspect of his life. I thought it was a very great concept to bring DV to light in this way, but to also place it in a same-sex couple, which is not something that we often see featured, but is something that definitely goes and happens and it needs to be shed light on. And I just thought that this piece overall was a very well thought out, well directed piece. And then the ending definitely, it gave you a sense of understanding how we got to this ending.
Shattered. So I really like this a lot. There was some really great stuff here, really great acting. This is a really deep, serious movie about control and abuse and feeling trapped as the victim and not knowing how to get out of the situation. I love some of the writing here. Well, the writing was all good, but some of the specifics, some of the lines that I really like that stood out to me are people never really change. No amount of stress justifies violence. And what if those options scare me more than staying? I think this really does, depict why somebody might stay where they're being abused and feel trapped. I love the cage, symbolism, where the bird's in the cage and then the guy lets his lover in the cage. And that symbolism right there is like he feels trapped in a cage, even though he could just walk out. And I thought the music was good. I thought it was a nice use of music and it helped move the story along and set the tone. The technical stuff was there for me. The pacing, the time, length of the movie, the editing and directing and camera work and cinematography, lighting, all of that was there. The one thing I didn't love was, I love the ending where he rings the bell and it kind of comes full circle, but it also, to me, shows that to get out of a situation, you have to resort to more violence and get away with it. I don't think he would have gotten away with it that easily, especially since he had bruises on his face and they were lovers. It just didn't make sense to me. That part of it kind of took me out of it. And it was a little bit disappointing because I really liked all the other elements and, the bell at the end too. All of that was there. I just think there should have been something more to show that it wasn't just that easy and it really isn't the solution. That there's other ways. But I guess, Shattered, that's the name of it. Maybe that's the point, and maybe the whole point was enjoy your getting away with it while it lasts, because it's probably not going to last. You're going to get caught at some point. I don't know. But I really did like most of the elements of this, and I think it's going to do well. So good job.
You can tell that there is a sort of dysfunction within this relationship as the gentleman is having an encounter with a potential job opportunity when their partner sort of comes in and presents this almost narcissistic manner, which is sort of an alarm that goes off in your head. I really enjoyed this beautiful shot of having this bird trapped in a bird cage and having our lead then trapped in a glass box as we get to view this. It's a very artistic standpoint, but at the same time, we're thinking about this in a metaphorical aspect. So we have this bird that's trapped in a cage, this decadent, gentle creature, and it's being put on a mass display for people to watch. And in a sense, the same thing is happening to our lead character. He's an artist and he is essentially being preserved and he is being locked in a cage, almost metaphorically within his relationship. And ultimately, that is what is shattering within this film. We get to see the relationship between the two as they are. And even when you know it's escalating and leading to this certain point within the story, I even gasped like out loud. Like I knew that slap was coming. And even then, I still was like, oh my, like I just was taken aback from that moment. I could feel that build up forming. As someone who is a survivor, our senses get that little tingle. And I think the filmmaker did a wonderful job in having that expression and experience within this domestic violent relationship and what is shattering beneath it all, because it's not only the relationship that's shattering, it's our lead character that is also shattering within a sense of self within that process.
Shattered was a very fascinating and eye-opening short film. I love the take on the abuse and especially showing it in the queer community, and watching the short film, it creates a conversation about the abuse that people face, showing that abuse comes from all sorts of relationships and not just the heterosexual relationships. I also love how this film shows viewers that queer people are more than just their sexual orientation.